Gotham upset Jax.
Who now? Gotham. I don't know that person.
Holy smokes.
That's super impressive. Jax is one of the most solid players. He's not really I don't feel like he's that much of a player that you can just kind of go like blast out a few like cheesy setups and like take the set.
Yeah.
Like, he is super careful and very hard to beat, so
but
that's a big upset.
Focusing on the match at hand, Spike, no stranger to the top 8 at 404, and Omega, another person very frequently seen in the graphics at this venue. So we can't think too much about what to be concerned about here. We're almost certain that it's going to be Roy versus Joker, a Georgia classic.
Yeah, I can't really think of a more Georgia matchup than that. Maybe get some Sonic action in there, but I'm curious though. I feel like these guys have played quite a bit, I'm sure. I have to feel like the set count is probably in Omega's favor at this point, but Spike is such an explosive player. He will just beat people, man. Like, honestly, you can never, ever count him out of a set.
No. And not even especially against the top-level players. Like, he has absolutely run the gauntlet with Cola. He is a player that you cannot take care of at all. You just can't underestimate him. He did so well at InfinityCon, took multiple games there, and as we expected, Roy and Joker on PS2. I would give a slight edge to Omega here. I think he has been struggling a bit recently, but I'm excited to see how his new training has paid off.
Yeah, I think some of that is just like how high his expectations are, because he's been like, he is definitely one of those players that leveled up with the quarantine like gigantically. So it's hard sometimes to go to like super majors and immediately get the same level of success, but ain't gonna stop him from trying, you know?
No, not at all. But one thing I will say about Omega is he's a very fundamentally solid player. Just consistently makes the right decision despite how far in disadvantage they may be. Omega is just an incredibly safe player, which does lead to their intelligent play. Like right there, that is textbook on how to dismantle a Roy in disadvantage. But now, a little bit of an overextension might lead to a reversal for Spike.
Yeah, and I feel like one thing about Omega is that he plays so fast that he makes you think about so many more options than you can actually process, and then he just like hits you. He's like, oh, well, I was thinking about Bear, but I was also thinking about like 4 other things. Yeah, see right there, like he just Arsene Bared him. Not exactly what you expect to get your landing top 5, but there we are. Okay, evening it up immediately though.
Yeah, but one thing that, while Omega may make you think about several options at the same time, Spike as a player is incredibly impressive. There is something about their game plan that once they hit a certain level of advantage state, it is suffocating to play against them.
Yeah, that's part of what makes Roy such a good character for Spike. Like it is very hard to deal with him when he's on.
But again, you can't run at Omega, a player so fundamentally solid at taking these advantage states and just running away with it.
Okay, he's got him. Oh wow, okay, that was a good like really early jump. Didn't give him any time to think about his grab, just got out of there.
Yeah, and right now, what I would like to see for Spike is, I was about to say some up B usage, but it looks like that might not even be the answer in this case.
Oh man, Tetrakarn, yeah, Tetrakarn is so brutal against any recoveries that have an hitbox on him.
Yeah, that is definitely a recovery killer for numerous players in this bracket. Roy's, Young Links alike. You all have to be careful for the Joker Tetrakarn. But now, Spike getting Omega even inching him closer to that kill confirm. Like right now, a strong F tilt will absolutely kill.
It certainly will, but Omega's going to do everything he can just to pull this out a little bit longer, try and get one more Arsene in this stock, whatever he's got to do to get it. Because that's the point at which it's just like, man, it's so hard to come back. Because what do? Do you just like run at Arsene Joker and try and close him out? Okay, there he is. He's online. There's up air.
Yeah, and that's it.
Immediate death.
And that's the thing that we've mentioned about with Omega. It's, to your point, he has made such quick, such sharp decisions over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah, it's super tough to deal with, and he plays the perfect character for it. That character, you know, it feels like they never have to commit to anything, but at the same time, it always feels like they're in your face, like able to do whatever they want to you sometimes.
Now the thing is, we would assume that Omega is banning Town and City against Roy. Or not.
I think so, right? This is the second time tonight we've seen a Roy like be able to take someone to PS2. Actually, I guess in the other case, Rob took him there, but regardless, I don't know, man. This is on my like do not fly list for Roy.
You know, there's a lot of characters that have stages that are do not fly in this degree. What I would say is you have Omega. I would never give him PS2. That man is so fluid on that stage. But additionally, I would not give Roy Town and City, let alone Battlefield or another field like a stage like that.
He looked pretty dead there, but like I don't know. Maybe that was just Town and City. That's still pretty rough though. Okay. Gonna do the early high recovery though. That was a good mix-up.
Yeah, and right now what I would like to take a look at is how Omega is trying to reverse this advantage state that Spike was in. You see that Omega got a little bit mixed up that first stock, but he slowed down his decision making. That is something is the hallmark of a great player. Being able to gear shift your game plan throughout the middle of a set.
Yeah, that's absolutely the answer to someone that's playing at a speed that's difficult for you to deal with. If you're able to slow it down and make them feel more normal to fight against, for sure go for it. Okay. See, and that time I feel like Town might have robbed him of that kill. Doesn't it have like slightly higher blast zones?
Yeah, and you know, that was pretty much a gimme for Omega on most stages.
Yeah, I hate to see it, but good stuff to him anyway.
And what I would like to see now is how these gun gimps have evolved, because most of the time that Spike has gotten gun gimped, Omega hasn't really. I spoke too soon.
That was super smart going to the ledge, so he was afraid of like a bear trade or something, and then he just stands up and F-tilts the high recovery.
Yeah, absolutely great way to do it. And now we see Spike actually taking a page out of Mugen's book, where he goes side, side, upside on his dancing blade to try and call out a DI mix-up. But yeah, again,
I feel like you need a PhD to know everything about that move, man. There's so many like weird hitboxes you can set up for yourself. Oh, okay.
That's it.
Yeah, forces him to go high again and just kills him for it.
What a consistently sound player that Omega is. I mean, this man is putting himself on a map for such a great player in this region. If you haven't heard about Omega yet in your region, look him up in the future. Watch his gameplay. It is so clean.
Yeah, huge fan of Omega's Joker. He's been one of the big breakouts since we came back